Verizon is upping the ante in the smartphone war. It launches its Motorola-made Droid phone today. The phone runs on Google's Android operating system, a fact that might help lure tech lovers away from the Apple iPhone. That phone carried exclusively by AT&T. Here to weigh in on the smartphone strategy is the Business Insider's Henry Blodget. So, Henry, good to have you back with us.
Great to be here.
Do you like it?
I do. The reviews are good. It's one of the first phones to come along in a while that people say doesn't suck. So that's good.
You said that. Well, wait. So how does it compare to the iPhone?
That would be phones other than the iPhone.
Other than the iPhone, which everybody's been raving about. And really the most important thing is that Android has the potential to become a platform for application developers in the same way the iPhone has. People love a lot of research in motions phones, but they haven't had the same luck with developers. People are really excited about Android, and Google's spraying it across all sorts of different phones, so it could become a real platform here.
Apple's got, what, like 100,000 apps there. That's a lot of applications. How long is it going to take, though, to ramp up on the Droid?
Well, the more phones that get out there, the more market share Google has, the more you'll have developers excited to build for it. And we'll see how it happens. I think Apple has a pretty insurmountable lead. It'll be a while.
Right.
Henry, I do think we have to be fair to Palm because people did like the Pre. The question I have for you is this. As much as they might have liked the Pre, the phone hasn't sold particularly well. So why should we anticipate that the Droid might do well after the Pre was a bit of a sales flop given all the hype going into it?
Well, I think the most important thing is it's not this particular phone, the Droid, it's the platform. It's Android, which is going to be across a whole bunch of phones on lots of different carriers and so forth. And I think the weakness of Pre is that it's just one unit, it's one platform. Right now it's stuck on Sprint in the US and so forth. Google has the potential to spray Android across lots and lots of different phones, which creates a platform.
So potentially a much bigger deal for Google than it is for Verizon, which is looking for the iPhone killer until Apple decides to give them access to it.
And the way to think about it, importantly, is you go back to the PC wars. You remember Apple was all in one. It's software and hardware. We're selling you the unit. That's the platform. You've got to fill software for just that unit. Microsoft said we're going to take the operating system, put it on all sorts of different hardware units. That's what Google is doing. So these the same strategies coming into play now in mobile.
Let me ask you, though, about Apple's also getting ready to move to Verizon as well, right, in a few months? I mean, is that going to provide, kind of change the equation here a little bit?
I don't know that it'll be a few months, probably next year. Certainly being exclusive on AT&T doesn't help Apple anymore.
People dissatisfied.
People really are into Verizon and anti-AT&T on the network. So a lot of people are not going to switch, even though they want the iPhone. And this is actually providing a credible alternative for a lot of people.
Well, let me ask you, is there something beyond the Motorola Droid, though, that you're looking at that might even be more interesting than what we're talking about today in terms of this phone?
In terms of this particular phone,
yeah.
I mean, there are a whole bunch of phones coming out with Android, and you're going to have the mobile guys competing with each other to make the sexiest gadget and so forth. And it's just what it's done is create this platform opportunity for Google.
Henry, we're showing some images of the Droid phone here. You have to admit it does look pretty good, but the one thing that the screen can't tell you is how much the thing weighs.
It's really heavy.
It's some 25% heavier than the iPhone. I had it in my hands just a few minutes ago, and I have to say, if it were up to me, I wouldn't want to be carrying that thing around in my pocket. How much do you think that affects consumer demand here?
People have different tastes. I haven't seen anybody who's said, side by side, all else being equal, I would buy the Droid over the iPhone. There's no question. But again, it's a credible alternative. A lot of the gadget freaks that I've read have said, look, if you somehow put up a wall and prevented me from having an iPhone, I would get the Droid.
Here's a quick question for you. We've gotten used to the blowout numbers that Apple sells for iPhones in the first few days. Is there a number that you can pick that will be the threshold between excitement and disappointment on the Verizon Google side?
I don't have a specific number. Obviously, it's going to be spun no matter what it is. They are putting a huge amount of advertising dollars behind it. Some of the campaigns seem sort of bizarre, but they really are trying to shock the market. And I think there will be excitement. It's been very well reviewed.
All right, we got to run. Henry, thank you so much.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Henry Blodget.